everyone.
Morning.
Morning. Excellent. Thanks for having some enthusiasm. Welcome to Boston Green Academy. My name is Matt Holzer. I am very proud to be the headmaster here at BGA, and also proud and lucky to be one of the founders of the school almost 11 years ago. We are so excited that you're here today. On behalf of everyone at BGA, we want to thank you for coming to work today on the day after the Super Bowl. It's not always the case that we can get a big turnout on such a big event going on, but we really appreciate your commitment to our kids and to our community. Thank you so much. Having been in the room the day that we decided to be a green school, when we had it on a whiteboard and we're trying to figure out what should the most important theme be about our school that would impact kids and families and our community, it's just an honor to be here today to celebrate what we've become over time, to really become the green school that we all hoped that we would be. This has been a community effort of students, families, staff, and partners to help become one of the leading schools in Boston, one of the leading green schools in Boston, but schools in Boston and in all of Massachusetts. We're honored that you're here today and look forward to more great days ahead. Before we get too far, I want to acknowledge with gratitude the folks in the room today who are our guests on this special occasion. In order, Mr. Robert LePage, the Assistant Secretary of Career Education for the Governor. Thank you for being here today. Standing next to him is Allison Bagg, the Director of Charter Schools and School Redesign for the department. Laura Perrill, our champion superintendent of the Boston Public Schools. Thank you. Alex Chu is the chair of the BGA Board of Trustees. Chris Cook is the City of Boston Chief of Environment, Energy, and Open Space. Thank you for being here. Adam Jacobs, the Energy Manager for the City of Boston, and a linchpin of this whole project bringing it together. So Adam. And also the members of our PAC, our Program Advisory Committee for our CTE program. Thank you for being here as well. I think Dr. Nat Scheidley is here from the Bostonian Society. They run the Old State House, and so thank you for being here today. He's here. There are also several other BPS folks who are too numerous to mention, but we appreciate you all for being here today, and you have done so much for our school over the years and for this building and for our program. Thank you so much for being here today. We have some partners who are represented as well who deserve a shout out in so many ways. Just to name you, Thompson Island Outward Bound, City Year, Scholar Athletes, and Big Brothers Big Sisters of Massachusetts play a huge role at BGA and have staff here practically every day making great things happen for our kids. So thank you so much for being here as well. Two people on BGA's amazing staff, because we have an amazing staff who work so hard for our kids, deserve a special shout out today because it wouldn't have happened today without them. The first is our Director of Green Programs, Chamberlain Segrist. The best and fantastic Green Programs member in BPS. We're lucky to have you. And in the back is Chris Donnelly, our CareerTechEd. Built this thing from the ground up, and we're deeply appreciative, Chris. And to all of your students who we're going to hear from in a bit. And so today is about all of you, our students who are representing us so well and being prepared for the real work of the world here at BGA. So thank you. I also want to acknowledge Mayor Marty Walsh, who had planned to be here today, but we totally understand that the Super Bowl gets in the way, and we understand that. And so we're hopeful that he'll come out another time to be with us. But I just want to say on behalf of everyone, the mayor's been a champion of BGA since he was first elected. He actually spoke at our first Green Gala just after he had been elected, and it was actually 1 week after the Boston Marathon tragedy. And he didn't have to come. He had so many places he needed to be, but he made time for us then, and we really appreciated it. And he has been a champion of career technical education for a long time now, and so we hope that he's excited about this program as well. So we hope to see him again soon. And thank you to the mayor's office for all the support around this event as well. A very quick introduction to Boston Green Academy for those it may be your first time. BGA is now in our 8th year as a school. We serve 475 students in grades 6 through 12. They're 100% awesome. here in our classic vintage 1895 building, which is looking fantastic today and every day, and thanks to everyone who's had a role in that. Since we restarted a struggling BPS high school in 2011, we are proud to be one of the most improved schools in the Boston Public Schools, having cut the dropout rate by 75%, increased the graduation rate by 30% points, and doubled the college-going rate. Thanks to the tremendous efforts of our students, family, staff, and partners, we continue to be one of the leading schools in the Boston Public Schools on a number of indicators, all while enrolling one of the most diverse populations of any school in Boston, and from every neighborhood and from every background. We receive over 600 applications a year through a straight lottery for less than 100 seats. We have dozens and dozens of families that send more than one child to BGA, and we're proud of that. That's a tremendous vote of confidence. Our sixth grade class, our first sixth grade class, which started in 2014, is now our 10th grade class, and they are our most prepared class by far. We've had to literally upend the school to meet your needs. Students in the room, can you raise your hand if you were a BGA middle school student? Fantastic. All of you are great, but those of you who have been here for a whole run, you can tell our story. And so today, please ask them. Ask them how it's changed, ask them how it's different, and they'll tell you. And whatever they say is true. They know how far we've come. We are proud of our progress, but we are not satisfied. We continue to work hard to work on student achievement to make sure our students are prepared, that we live our mission. That is very, very important to us, and we're thankful for your support here today. Our mission and commitment to our students is clear. Prepare them to be leaders in our community and in our world, and prepare them for college and career. Our school was deliberately designed to serve students of all backgrounds and give them opportunities to live life on their own terms, to make sure that we build a bridge between the innovation that's happening in Boston and the greater Boston area, and make sure that our students are prepared for that work. Because we all know if we don't build deliberate bridges, it doesn't always happen. And so we are deliberately trying to make sure that our wonderful, amazing, diverse, and talented students have every seat at the table going forward for this work. And we're so proud of what you've accomplished. We are here to make good on that promise today and every day. As Boston's only school focused on sustainability and STEM, but specifically sustainability, we are deeply committed to empowering our students to lead the way forward in Boston and the greater community. The Carbon Neutral Boston 2050 plan, which is such an important plan for our community and for our city, we want you to lead that. We want you to lead that work. We know that that plan relies on active, engaged, talented citizens who can do that work, and we know that here in BGA there are huge numbers of you, and so we are honored to partner with the city to support that work and with the BPS to make it happen. That is why CTE is so important here today, and we're talking about career technical education. CTE for us in environmental science is mission consistent, it's innovative, it furthers our preparations and deepens our resources. It is everything we hoped to be when we started, and then we were building it and said, you know, we should do this. And so many people were open and supportive to helping us do that. Many of you are here today. We are so excited to be part of CTE Month and Career Tech Week here in the Boston Public Schools. The support of BPS and of DESE's CTE and charter school office has been crucial to our development and success, and we're proud to be in such close partnership with both those organizations. CTE is a great fit for our mission and for our college and career preparation in particular. There are multiple pathways to being successful in life, and we are here to help our kids take advantage of those. The Chapter 74 pathway that you're going to learn about today took years to build, but if you look at it, it just makes so much sense for the world and for our kids. And so we want you to be on the cutting edge so that you're prepared and you can lead us. And so thank you. And so we're so proud of everything they're accomplished. In just a few minutes, you're going to hear from them because that's why you're here. But I just want to say thank you again for being here. This is an honor together. This is where my remarks were going to end. And then something wonderful happened on Thursday. We received word, again, we had been planning this event for a long time, but we received word on Thursday that Boston Green Academy is the winner of the 2019 Massachusetts Green Ribbon Schools Award. We call it a special faculty meeting, just to talk. This is the highest and most competitive award in the state for green schools, and is given to the school or district that best embodies a commitment to sustainability, STEM education, health and wellness, and social justice. Only 1 or 2 schools a year receive it from the State Department of Education. BGA is only the 2nd Boston public school to win, and is the most diverse school to ever receive the award. We are now moving forward as one of Massachusetts' representatives to the United States Green Ribbon Schools competition. We think we're going to be pretty competitive, and we look forward to finding out in the spring how we did. I can't tell you how proud it makes everyone at BGA to receive this award. And we owe it all to our Director of Green Programs, Chamberlain Seagrove. Investing in our capacity to do this work was so important from the beginning. And so we have a great Director of Green Programs and a great school and a great staff and a wonderful group of students, and we're so happy that you're here to share this with us. In closing, I'll just say one thing about what it means to be green. Not in the way you're thinking about a song. It is actually easy to be green, particularly. And here's why. Being green is not just about recycling or composting, although we do that. It's about green internships, green action exhibitions, experiential learning field trips that get our students out of the city and into the wilderness to explore, strong science and math graduation requirements, and great teaching that goes along with that. New water fountains that reduce waste, making a beautiful old building more efficient and modern, and about inspiring students to take charge of their environment and community to make it a better place. It's not about green for some, it's about green for all. And it's about career technical education that binds it all together to prepare students for real-world problem solving that serves the public good. That's why we're here. And everyone at BGA knows every day when we come in that this is what we're trying to do. And we're so proud to be here today to celebrate that. And so thank you on behalf of everyone at BGA for being part of our celebration today. We appreciate it. And now it's my pleasure to ask a couple people to say a few words very briefly, and then we will turn to our students who are the highlight of the day. First up, I'd like to invite Mr. Bob LePage to speak as the Assistant Secretary of Career Education for the Governor. Thank you, Mr. LePage.
Remarks will be brief. I learned as a professor a long time ago to always finish early. It makes the students happiest, and the ratings go up too. So I would just really like to reflect on your accomplishments and congratulate you for your work. And just for those who aren't familiar with the Chapter 74 pathways, it is a process to ensure that students are getting proper learning environments, high quality instruction, opportunities for internships and or capstone courses, or co-op experiences. It ensures that there's alignment between different types of curriculum. Our Chapter 74 programs are recognized nationally among the top in their rigor and ensuring the relevance of students. It's a significant amount of paperwork. It's a significant experience for faculty and administrators to achieve that designation by the Commonwealth. Last year, we designated about 20 programs statewide, so you can see that it really is a very significant step. So I just want to congratulate you on that opportunity and congratulate your students for the work that I know that they'll achieve to be successful in a very, very important area to really the quality of life in the Commonwealth and the quality of economic opportunities in the Commonwealth in the long term. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to welcome Ms. Laura Perrill, our superintendent from Boston Public Schools.
Good morning, everyone. I am delighted. What's that? We'll do that at the end there,
yes,
Matt.
Deal.
I am delighted to join the celebration here this morning and to hear about the work that's happening at Boston Green Academy, and as you both celebrate your new award, but also really continue to push forward on the terrific work through your CTE pathway programs. For those of you who don't know me, in addition to being a longtime former BPS parent, I'm also a huge fan of career and technical education. And prior to my appointment as interim superintendent, had for the past 2 years been working with a variety of partners, both at central office, community-based organizations, and individual schools around opportunities to expand career and technical education pathways for many students across Boston. We are so proud that Boston Green Academy was actually one of 3 Boston Public Schools that were awarded new Chapter 74 programs last fall by the state. And so when Bob LePage mentioned the 20 statewide, 3 of them were here in Boston. And the diversity of schools and students that it represents is also incredibly important. One of them here at Boston Green Academy, one of them at Madison Park, which added an additional Chapter 74 program in programming and web development, and then a 3rd in fashion technology at Boston Arts Academy. And that brings a total of 43 programs, 43 CTE programs in 13 different Boston high schools, including Madison Park as our largest and flagship career and technical vocational high school, but then spread across a dozen other high schools who, like Boston Green, are stepping forward, realizing that there is a way to weave work-based learning, concrete technical skills, and a rigorous academic education that opens up pathways for our students, regardless of which direction they head in, to 4-year institutions, to 2-year institutions, to 1-year certificate and training programs as they prepare for the next stage. All of those doors are open and can become more realistic and achievable for our students through career and technical education. So I'm thrilled that Boston Green is a part of that brigade, leading that work. I also want to thank in particular, from the central office perspective, one of the key champions, supporters, and facilitators of this work, Michelle Silveria, our Executive Director for Career and Technical Education, who has been behind this significant expansion district-wide that is supporting the work not just at Madison, but as you can see, citywide. That is important continuing work for all of our high schools, but today is just a real moment of celebration, both because of the new pathway, also because of the very special award, and most of all because I'm going to stop talking and we're going to be able to hear from the students about their experience in career and tech ed, and this is why we do it. So thank you for doing that. My thanks to the extraordinary leadership, and when I say leadership, I mean both Matt, but also the teachers and educators who are building the fabric of this school so effectively, as well as the families and community partners who stand behind this work alongside our students. So thank you all, and what a great moment.
Thank you, Superintendent. 2 other folks, very quickly. Don't move. Michelle Silveria, our Executive Director of Career and Technical Education.
Just be brief and thank everyone for being here. We always say in career and technical education that the strength of our pathways really depends on the strength of the partnerships, and all of you have contributed in so many different ways to the high-quality career pathway that we're rolling out here at Boston Green Academy. So we appreciate your efforts so much. It's been a pleasure to work with the students and the staff here as we're, rolling out the program first last year with the grade 9 cohort, and now we're up to grade 10, and I think we're going to hear from the students in just a second. One of my goals when I entered the district was to bring new types of programming to Boston Public Schools. And so, of course, the program matched the mission and vision of Boston Green Academy, but it's also our first environmental science and technology program that we have in the district. So we're bringing new opportunities to Boston Public School students so that they can experience all of the wonderful opportunities that you were going to hear from with the students in just a second. But thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it.
Chris Cook, who is the City of Boston Chief of Energy, Environment, and Open Space, and we're particularly proud to have this partnership with the city around this project. So thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Very nice of you to have having me here. First off, I just want to thank Adam Jacobs from our office who worked really hard on this program. So Adam, thank you very much. Just a little bit of context for everyone. Last week, the city received a report from the Green Ribbon Commission and from Boston University. And it was a technical analysis of how the city of Boston could actually achieve, and it actually is achievable, carbon neutrality by 2050. So that's the exciting part. The scary part is that some of the report said things like everything in the city has to be electrified, and we have to have 100% clean energy, and we have to retrofit 86,000 buildings. So if we started today, that's like 2,000 to 3,000 buildings a year. And so the scary, exciting part is that we say, well, how are we going to achieve that? And the answer is these students. The answer is that the best jobs in America over the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years is going to be in green industries, both on climate mitigation and on adaptation. So I think some of you might have seen that the mayor has a plan with climate adaptation to build parks and green space and open space to protect our city from sea level rise. That's exciting. However, we can't just do that and protect ourselves from sea level rise and still continue to the problem that is actually contributing to that sea level rise, and that's greenhouse gas emissions. And so there's a lot of work, and it's good work. So as you learn, as you get into these career pathways, just think about the amazing opportunity you have. Most people go to work and they don't get to save the world, and maybe they don't get paid very well for it. These jobs in the future are going to pay very well, and you're going to get to save the world. This is an exciting opportunity for all the young people in this room. We are blessed at the city to just bask in the glory of how committed you are to these, and we look forward to learning from you. The last thing I'll say is just this morning, we launched our climate action plan. This climate action plan is going to be the policies and procedures by which we actually implement that carbon neutrality goal. And so we'd like to come back to the Green Academy and make sure that we get the young people's input into that plan, since you're going to be the ones that have to implement it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Because the activity that we have for you today involves you getting up and walking around, and then it's hard to get you back, we'd like to do just one thing before we turn it over to the students, which is we do have a green ribbon that we'd like to cut, which is great. And so if we could ask our students and teachers and staff involved, and also the superintendent, that our guests to come up, we would just like to take one quick picture, and then our students will tell you all about their project. So come on up, if you would. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Hey!
This building has stood here since the early 18th century. It's the oldest public building here in Boston. And it's our hope as a nonprofit that is interpreting the past for the city today to really bring it back to a place of central importance in the city's cultural life today. When we're doing the construction work later this year, every single window in this building is actually going to be removed and sent to a carpenter's shop, because one of the things that you'll see as you do the thermal imaging, that's where a lot of the heat loss is happening.
Now we are going to position ourselves at a 45-degree angle to perfectly capture an image of this to see where heat is escaping. The more of a lighter shade it is, that's meaning that there's more heat present. When it's of like a darker shade, as if like purple and black, that's how you know the heat is escaping in that area. The fact that we get the opportunity to come here, possibly cause major changes here, and then come back and see what we have done is just a major opportunity, and we don't get this every day.
We all know the best way to learn something is to do it. The Boston Green Academy Career and Technical Education Program is a 4-year program that prepares students for careers in the environmental science and technology fields.
You can write down a lot of heat is escaping.
I'm really excited about this project because we spend a lot of time talking about these concepts in class, but for them to get out into the field and actually learn by doing, it help students become part of the City of Boston's plan to become carbon neutral by the year 2050. It's an excellent way for kids to get involved in the sustainability of our city and our world.
If you think about it, everything we do has an effect on our planet, and that's more of a reason why to be cautious of what we do so we can keep the planet alive longer for future generations.
Hello, my name is William Oppenheimer. I'm a sophomore here at Boston Green Academy, and also I'm a part of the CTE program.
Hi, my name is Latoya Kundaye. I am a sophomore here at Boston Green Academy and also a part of the CTE program. This project was on the old State House, and it was a big deal to us here at Boston Green Academy because we got to learn that certain buildings that are in Boston have problems with the pipes and the walls and the windows, and that helped us come up with solutions to fix these problems and help our buildings become more efficient and sustainable.
The Old State House project was a great learning experience for learning how to use the FLIR thermal cameras to learn about one of the most important landmarks in the city of Boston.
Over here is a part of our project that we all worked on together. This is a picture of a window of the State House, and over here we have arrows drawn from the windows to work the way it is on the thermal cameras. It basically just points to when we see people escape from the windows and when we know that needs the most help. And down here is a recommendation for what we think should be done for the windows that have the problems.
So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Samir, Richard, and Selena Zhang to demonstrate how to use the FLIR thermal cameras.
Hello, wonderful audience. My name is Samir Richard. I'm a 10th grader at Boston Green Academy, and I'm a part of the CTE program.
And my name is Selena Zhang. I'm a sophomore at BG, and I'm also part of the CTE program. Today we'll do a demonstration of how to use the thermal camera. Samir will be explaining the basics, and I'll be showing you various features on the camera.
So here are the basic to knows about the camera. So as we can see on the upper left-hand corner, this is the temperature of the screen within its field of view. But right now, there's this thing, but I will get back to that. As we can see on the right-hand corner of the screen, it's a little color scale, which indicates the spectrum of which heat is present or where heat is escaping or where there are cold spots. As we can see from the two numerical measurements, the one on the top of the lighter spectrum indicates that that is the hottest temperature within its field of view, and the temperature of the darker spectrum indicates the coldest temperature within its field of view. So now we'll get to the cool features of the camera. So there's color palettes. With the color palettes, it basically does the same thing. You measure heat, cold spot, it does the same thing. It's just your preference. Whatever you see best, you use. Now I'd like to get to the center spot. The thing I was talking about earlier. With the center spot, it indicates the temperature of the center spot of the cursor. And with the cold spot, no, hot spot, it's a cursor which within the little square box, it indicates the hottest temperature of it. And with the cold spot, it does the same thing but measures the coldest spot. So some very cool features they also have in the camera is they have a flashlight. So if it's very dark and you can't see clearly, you can use a flashlight. You see things much clearer and there's light. Another feature is the digital camera. So if you was to take it within the thermal feature, it takes both digital and thermal, so you can see it in two different perspectives, which is like very amazing.
Is there any questions? Then we'll move on to our next activity, which is the scavenger hunt. There will be three teams and there will be leaders. For team 1, your leaders are Love and Jackie.